Extended lockdown. Now, taking a look at lockdown, earlier NTV did a story on their growing public concern about whether the government will agree to continue the current lockdown in a bid to end the spread of COVID-19 next week, which is this week. Now, since March the 20th, the country has had to endure several restrictions. However, the leaders of small and medium-sized enterprises continue to wonder how much strain they can take. Ali Mvule has more on this.
The country is anxiously awaiting the president's address to the nation on the spread of the coronavirus next week. We spoke to some leaders of small-scale businesses what they make of the current situation.
Business people are worried and would want to get back to their businesses as soon as possible. I would imagine that the president will have this in his mind as he considers whether to ease the lockdown or not. Based on his last address, we saw that he was taking very calculated steps.
We think that with continued closure, a lockdown of the economy, certainly the Mwananchi, you and I, the Ugandans, will be at a bigger loss. Remember the budget priorities, the sector investments, whether under transport, and that bridge that should have been fixed in that community around the country, we won't have sufficient resources for that to happen.
The most important disadvantage is that you risk the disease spreading exponentially, very fast, very far. And therefore we must maintain certain measures in public. Hand hygiene, minimizing coming together or no crowding. And then, of course, the evidence on community use of masks is still sparse, but it's just common sense.
The executive director of the Federation of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Uganda, John Walugembe, believes the lockdown has already served its purpose and it is now time to get back to work.
The president said the lockdown was to put your ear to the ground to identify where is the enemy coming from. At that point, we didn't know who had that disease, who hadn't. People had come into the population and there was a bit of worry. Okay? So by locking down, that we were able to isolate people who had come into the airport within a particular period of time.
In turn, the former president of the Uganda Medical Association, Dr. Ekwaro Obuku, believes government should now move from the containment phase to mitigate the effects of the coronavirus.
When you lock down, people may die in the lockdown, may increase hunger. The economic effects must be mitigated by opening up. And then now to adapting, living with COVID, I propose a national COVID control program, like the malaria control program, like the TB control program, the HIV control program, or family planning program.
The president is scheduled to update the country as the additional 14 days of the lockdown expire on the 19th of May, 2020.